Rowan Radio 89.7 WGLS-FM proudly presents A Community Affair, a weekly program where we discuss with national and local newsmakers important issues that impact our community. And now, here's your host, WGLS-FM Public Affairs Director, Danielle Miller.
Welcome to A Community Affair. I'm your host, Danielle Miller, and today we have Dr. Richard Wolf, who is the founder of the Holistic Pain Relief and Weight Loss Center. He is the author of Please Don't Read This Book Unless You're Ready to Get Out of Pain Without Medication, Lose Weight, and Look and Feel Great. According to Dr. Wolf, the basic philosophy of holistic healing, including chiropractic, is that the body can cure itself by receiving different treatments that enable the body to balance, realign, heal, and reach optimum wellness. Holistic chiropractors look at the whole person, not just the spine, back, or neck. The holistic practice is based in getting the whole body to work in synergy without the use of medication and invasive therapies. This is a very interesting topic, and it seems like, as it is the season of sickness and the flus, it also makes this a very relevant topic. So thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome, Danielle. Thanks for having me.
So, getting started, would you just please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I've been in practice for probably about 30 years. I got my Doctor of Chiropractic degree from Pennsylvania College of Chiropractic and have spent the last 30 years or so extensively studying anything that's related to overall holistic health, whether that's nutritional advancements, exercise physiology, meditation, mind-body healing, all-natural weight loss, how to heal the spine with disc issues using decompression, muscle balance work, and mind-body healing. So anything that correlates to helping the body heal, mind and body is our direction, and it's just a lifestyle for me of always learning more to bring to our patients.
Right, and that seems like just the entire package right there. So today we're here to discuss the holistic mindset of chiropractic, as well as some of, like you spoke about, the lifestyle, the changes that we can make to live a healthier, more active life. So would you expand a little bit on all of that?
Sure, I'd be happy to. There are pretty much 8 points that I'd like to cover with you, and generally when I'm speaking in public or in the office, to improve health, to lose weight, and for overall anti-aging. So about 80% of our population has thyroid problems, and they're typically low, and that's called hypothyroid. They're missing iodine, and there are about 59 known diseases due to low iodine, including breast cancer. Another point is 80% of our population also has candida, that's blood yeast. And that typically comes from taking the birth control pill, eating sugar, having alcohol, medications. And that the yeast is affecting the good probiotics, the good bacteria in the digestive system, which correlates to so many aspects of health. The third of the 8 points is we have a magnesium problem in our culture. About 80%, again, the number 80 keeps coming up, but these are based on studies. About 80% of our culture is low in magnesium, and that correlates directly to blood pressure, heart health, brain health, and overall body physiology. The fourth point would be that people are drinking the wrong water. About 90%, probably closer to 95% are drinking the wrong water. Bottled water in the store or water from the sink is not healthy for us. It doesn't hydrate us. It's the water in the store is acid, actually. We've tested it many times, and we have many studies on this. So when you drink the water that's acid, the body will, not only is it not hydrating, but the body will surround the molecule with fat. So the water can actually make us gain fat. And the plastic bottle itself causes hormonal imbalances. So the plastic can directly correlate to breast cancer and other health issues. The next point would be hormonal support. When people hit about 35 years old, their hormones start to drop, and most women especially, their estrogen is too high from using things like cosmetics, also again the plastics, using hair products. These products cause the estrogen to go high, the other hormones go low, and that causes all kinds of health issues. So the hormones need to be balanced naturally. The sixth point is that about 70% of our culture is overweight or clinically obese, and these are all clearly lifestyle issues, and again, we have ways to address these in the practice. There's about 100+ million people with back pain every year, and many of those it's debilitating, and it causes lost time from work, lost enjoyment in your personal life with your family, and that we need to do something about that. And then the eighth point I wanted to bring up was stress. That so many people are under stress from our lifestyle, the fast fast-paced lifestyle, especially here in the Northeast. Family, taking care of kids, paying bills. Many homes are, multiple jobs. Many women and men have 2 jobs. So people are under stress, and it's affecting them not only emotionally but physically. So these are 8 points that I'd be happy to elaborate on a bit if you'd like me to.
Absolutely. And it seems like everything that you've discussed is kind of just like this really vicious circle, because coming back to the 8th point, you have like the fast-paced life, and I think that really kind of comes into the convenience of drinking water from a water bottle because it's really quick. And I think that a lot of these things are they stem from each other and they're rooted in each other, which is kind of really scary. So kind of expanding, but before we go there, I see that you've written the book, Please Don't Read This Book Unless You're Ready to Get Out of Pain Without Medication, Lose Weight, and Look and Feel Great. So what was the inspiration behind that?
Just seeing how many people in our community, how many patients we meet, people I've met through friends or family that are really unhealthy, unhappy, overweight, and feel that there's no hope. And what we want to work with our patients that know that there is a way to improve your health. There is a way to lose weight naturally. There is a way to get out of pain naturally, really improve your health, and ultimately improve really your quality of your life. But the person has to be ready. So we love people who come into the practice and people we meet in the community who say, you know what, I've had enough. I'm ready to make some changes. And then they get the book and they say, okay, hopefully, I'm ready to jump on board.
And I think a lot of it comes down to the culture that we live in and everything being so fast-paced that it really makes it difficult to be healthy. So I want to start talking about the healthy lifestyle. And what are some of the biggest issues that you're hearing about and the best solutions?
Well, the water really is a big issue because being dehydrated causes all kinds of problems, not only emotionally but physically. There are many books written on dehydration, how lack of proper hydration can cause all kinds of health issues, depression, diabetes, cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's disease. Not that the lack of water directly all by itself correlates to that, but it's part of a complex circle of issues. So we're about 70% water, but the water that we are is supposed to be, by nature, alkaline, which means a higher pH than 7, should be around 9.0, and the cells of the body need to hydrate. They need to remove toxicity, and we need to, not only for the cells, but the ligaments, the tendons, the discs, our organs, our brain, our heart, our eyes, liver, kidneys, it all needs to be hydrated, and that's one of the key ways we get toxicity out of the body, because we're loaded with toxins as a culture. So the water is a big issue, as we touched upon.
Right.
And a key issue is finding a way to get alkaline water and then having it in glass bottles. And we supply that for our patients for free because we want our patients to get as healthy as possible. Most people are not aware of this. When I'm in the gym, I'll see people walking around, working out hard, lifting weights, doing aerobics. They are extremely dehydrated, and they're drinking water from plastic bottles. And, I'm walking around the gym with a glass bottle with alkaline water. So they're getting more dehydrated, so the exercise is actually making them worse.
Okay, so, and kind of I want to take apart this whole water issue. So I've always heard that, and I think that this is a relatively known fact, is that plastic water bottles are toxic when they're left out in the cold and they freeze, and then when they defrost, the chemicals enter the water, or also when they're out in the heat, and then the chemicals from the water bottle enter the water. So I know I've always heard that that's when the water is toxic, but I didn't actually know that just the water itself, and because it's in the plastic bottles, that is toxic. So that is definitely a new fact that's come to me. Now, it just seems that plastic water bottles are the convenient way to get water into our system, but not even just medically. I think also environmentally, water bottles are not good either, and they're wasteful. So I know for me personally, I have a Brita filter, and I'm not really sure, and I'd like to get your thoughts on that, but I fill my own water bottles. And then with that being said, what is your take on refillable water bottles? Because I have like a metal one, I have a plastic one that say they're BPA free. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the convenience issue, the first point you made is if a person wants convenience, if they know the information, they may want to rethink, I want convenience only. We can be doing things as a human being that are convenient, but ultimately cause illness and diseases down the road, and dramatically alter our life. So to me, that's not really the convenient way to do it. The smart way to do it is with getting some information and then taking some action. So it's not hard to get alkaline water and not hard to get glass bottles. So it's a huge difference. The alkalinity only lasts 5 days. So we have a machine in our office, and And it's an expensive machine, and it comes from Asia, and it's got titanium and platinum in it, and it produces alkaline water that's devoid of any impurities. It's about 9.0 pH. So when you drink that water, it's negatively charged, and the molecules are very, very small, so they can go right into the cells and allow the body to hydrate and remove toxicity. Once you know this, if you know that bottled water is already acid, so the alkalinity is only lasting 5 days, you're drinking acid water, it's not hydrating you. Once you have this information, I don't think the question is, what's expedient. I think the question is what's logical for my future, for now, and my future and my health.
Right.
The other point you brought up was about the Brita filter, and nothing against the company, but most people put water from the sink, which is a 7.0 pH water, which is not what the body needs. And it's loaded with impurities, including many towns have lye in the water. The town will put lye in to protect the pipes. So, and all kinds of imbalanced minerals and fluoride and things like that. So when you put your water through Brita, you're putting it through one step of cleansing.
Okay.
It's not enough. Yeah, water needs to go through a number of steps of cleansing. That's why, as I said, our machine has titanium and platinum in it. And then we also have other filters it goes through, and then we put it out into glass bottles for our patients. And as I said, glass really is the way to go. There are some people that will ask about metal containers for their water, and I think titanium's okay, but ultimately glass is the best.
And so what about refillable, the plastic ones that are claimed to be BPA free?
It's still plastic.
Okay.
And there's other chemicals in it. Yeah, glass is the purest, cleanest. If you look at our country 100 years ago, we didn't have the chemicals in the air, the pollutants in our, in our offices and in our homes,
right.
What's in our, cosmetics and in our food. Our food is 80% GMO.
Right.
It's toxic. So we have toxins in the body. We've got to cleanse these out. And to me, the wisest decision is alkaline water in glass.
Okay, and so speaking of the alkaline water, you've already kind of clarified what that meant between acidic and alkaline. So I actually have a little bottle that is like a spray that I can put into my water that is supposed to alkaline it. What is your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is get rid of it.
Okay, that's because after everything you've explained, because then again, it's convenient. I could just spray it in there and then I have alkaline water, but I can see why
right.
The way you spoke about it and the way that it gets filtered through that spraying something in it. So
we have so many diseases that are called Western-oriented diseases, right? They come from our lifestyle. The heart disease, the stroke, the obesity, the metabolic syndrome in men, breast cancer in women, Alzheimer's disease, stroke, and on it goes. So the concept of convenience in people's mind is leading to a lot of these diseases.
Right.
People need to get information and then hopefully make a better decision.
Yeah, and it seems like it's people are getting more information, and even just having discussions like this is so important for any of the listeners who are tuned in right now and are hearing what we're talking about.
Yes.
So now moving on from water, I want to discuss, because another big thing you spoke about was the birth control pill. So what are some of those really lengthy and future-oriented damaging effects that the birth control pill has on our body? Because I know plenty of people who have been on a pill for years, plenty of women.
Yeah, this is a real problem in our culture. The birth control pill is a steroid.
Right.
And once you're looking at it, even if it's a low-grade steroid, you're looking at its negative effect and damage to the kidneys and liver. It's not going to happen overnight, but the longer you stay on that pill, the more damage occurs. It's just altering your body physiology. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest concerns that I have with it is there are receptors in the digestive system for estrogen. Okay. And when the receptor receives the estrogen, it's damaging the good probiotics in the digestive system. Probiotics are the good bacteria. They need to be alive, raw, and replaced every day through good nutrition. And once you start taking the birth control pill and you damage the lining of the digestive system, now havoc is reaped. So, for example, the probiotics directly affect your blood lipids, cholesterol, triglycerides. They affect your ability to remove toxicity from the body. You will not properly absorb your nutrition through the wall of digestive system without those probiotics. It's going to affect your women's health and men's health, brain health, heart health. So that's one of my biggest concerns. And we see patients coming in our practice all the time who've been on birth control, and I'll ask them about it, and oftentimes they're chuckling about the length of time. 5 years, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years.
Right.
And we have a discussion about how damaging it can be. When the digestive system is damaged, that will lead to, and I mentioned in the second point, Candida. Candida is a systemic yeast infection. We've seen that in every single patient who's ever been on birth control for any length of time, more than a couple of months. Candida in the bloodstream causes all kinds of inflammation and all kinds of illnesses and diseases, including, I hate to say, but cancer.
Right.
So there are lots of studies around the world that correlate Candida as one of the causative factors in breast cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. So for me, when I'm speaking to a woman who's been on birth control, I do want to have her go home and do what's called a spit test, which is you simply take a glass of water, put it by your nightstand at night, a clear glass, a glass of water,
okay,
and just simply spit into it in the morning with a good amount of saliva. The saliva should float on top of the water. When people see white coming down, like icicles or streams of white or white dots or white clouds, they have Candida. And every single person we've ever had come in here who's been on birth control or has had extensive sugar, alcohol intake, or they've been on medications for a while, they have Candida. And once you have Candida, that needs to be addressed with nutrition to get that mold and yeast out of the bloodstream.
Okay.
And it can cause headaches and lightheadedness and achiness and bloating and extreme weight gain and an inability to lose weight. It could cause an inability to get pregnant for women who want to do that, and all kinds of other health issues.
Wow, that's a lot to take in, and it just seems like a lot of the interviews that I've had lately, if people have been following them, they're really about this kind of vicious cycle that we've been in, and it seems so depressing, but I just want to clarify that there is so much hope, and by having this information, we can start living a healthier lifestyle, and by doing practices that are better for us, like finding water that is alkaline. And actually, I really wanted to jump back to that really quick, because where are some other places that we can find water that is alkaline for, people who don't live in the area?
You really need a machine, because alkalinity is produced, if it's produced today, it's only going to remain alkaline for 5 days. Alkalinity is fragile. So they probably could look online. They can call my office. We have a couple of companies that we work with. As I said, the machine that we use to give water to our patients is rather expensive, and we can pump out water all day, but we have another company we work with. We have a much smaller unit. It runs around $600. They can call our office from wherever the person is in the country. We can ship it to them, and they'll have it the rest of their lives. The system does not have titanium nor platinum in it. It's got a carbon system in it. It's outstanding. We know the researcher and developer of it, and they can have it the rest of their lives. It's not putting out the amount of gallons that the first system does, but they'll have it forever.
Okay.
And the point is they need a machine, and many of the machines that are available are really not good quality.
Okay, I see. So going into that, where can people find more information about you? I know we're not finished yet, but just staying on that topic, where can people find the information to contact you about the water?
Well, they can call the office at 973-761-5060. And again, we're in Maplewood, about 15 minutes west of Newark. They can come into the office if they'd like to call up, and they could sit and chat with me for a couple moments. Or they can go online to our website at holisticpainreliefandweightlosscenter.com. And they can get a lot of information there. They can also send us an email. So there are lots of ways people can get hold of us.
We're running out of time, and we need to take a quick break. But don't go anywhere, because when we get back, Dr. Wolf is going to tell us what sets him apart from other chiropractors. If you missed any portion of the show, you can always go to our SoundCloud at Rowan Radio under the playlist A Community Affair. Welcome back to A Community Affair. Today's guest, Dr. Wolf, is here to talk to us about how our bodies can cure themselves if given the right tools. If you're just tuning in and you missed any portion of the show, you can go to our SoundCloud at Rowan Radio and click on the podcast A Community Affair. Backing up a little bit, so getting back onto the track that we originally set on, what sets you apart from other chiropractors? I know we did discuss a lot of it, but what are some other ways that set you apart from other chiropractors?
So we're a holistic practice, and I think most chiropractors probably would say in some degree they're holistic. But for us, that means that we're starting off with looking at the whole person. I need to see their movement on an exam, how their spine is moving. I need to look at their posture. I need to have them lie down so I could feel the muscles that are out of balance, not only in the spine but any other area that they have a complaint, whether it's shoulder, hip, knee, elbow, feet. Many people have plantar fasciitis, and we need to check that. And then we do, based on whatever the person needs, we extend the exam to find out what's going on in those joints. A lot of chiropractors don't do that, treating knees and feet and elbows and shoulders. And then we look at standing moving x-rays in our patients. We have a radiology center, actually a couple of them, locally that take specific x-rays for us, where we can look at the spine and see how it aligns and how it's moving. And then if we need MRIs for potential disc issues or otherwise, we look at upright MRIs and putting the person in motion. And then when the person comes back to the office, we explain everything. We look at the x-rays together. I draw lines and arcs and angles, make it real simple to see how the body's out of balance, how it's out of alignment, and how it's correlating to their health issues and symptoms. And then we lay out a treatment plan that includes not only holistic work that I personally do, which is realigning the spine, and there's many different techniques for that. We build in acupuncture. We have an acupuncturist here who is outstanding. We have a massage therapist here who's also trained in some physical therapy, so she does a lot of stretching and strengthening and balance work. We build in the alkaline water. We give that to our patients, again, in glass. We have a warm laser for any shoulder, elbow, knee, hip, feet problems, also including the spine. The laser feels great. It's warm, and it really increases oxygen and healing in the cells. We have a sound wave machine that originated in Europe and Switzerland. It's called an acoustic pulse wave machine. It's all over the NFL now, and it's just wonderful for bringing stem cells into shoulders and elbows and hips and knees and the spine as well. I also spend a lot of time with people on the nutritional end. Not only what they're eating, but specifically male health, female health, and specific conditions on the nutritional products that are really highly researched to help them get well. And we work with a lot of really, really good companies who are not only here but in Europe that have products that have been researched by PhDs and MDs around the world that are just, wonderful for healing. And then we have a great staff here, so I think that does kind of make us stand out a little bit differently. They're just loving staff, very supportive of our patients. And then we do a lot of patient education. I want to be available to all of our patients. They all have my cell number. I don't know if most doctors do that. So we really want people to feel welcome here, feel supported, that they can contact me anytime, and really change their life and get healthy.
Wow, and that's a lot to even consider and to take in, but that's absolutely amazing. So, unfortunately, we are running out of time, but is there anything else you really want to share with listeners?
I just think that we're a culture of a population that's really unhealthy. And as I mentioned earlier, about 70% are overweight or obese. We have a hypothyroid issue. We have a candida issue. We have an iodine issue. We have a magnesium issue. And there's so many ways to help people not only get out of pain and get healthier, but really improve the quality of what's going on at work, at home, to be happier and healthier, and just really make a change. And if they just want to call us, they're very welcome to. We look forward to meeting them. And I look forward to speaking in the near future to your listenership.
Yeah,
Hope
absolutely.
they enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, no, this has been absolutely amazing. And again, your phone number is going to be 973-761-5060, and that is to your office. Your website is holisticpainreliefandweightlosscenter.com. People can email you at Dr. Wolf at drwolfholisticchiro.com.
Yes.
So there's plenty of ways to get in contact with you. And again, you've given us so much good information, and I wanted to thank you again for coming onto the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, Danielle.
Well, that does it for another edition of A Community Affair. I'm your host, Danielle Miller, and today we spoke with Dr. Wolf about his holistic chiropractic practice and how that is different from other practices. We also discussed how our bodies can heal themselves when given the resources we need to live a healthy lifestyle.